Hi, we're football, etc. So the title of corner, I guess, has two meanings to it. You could take it as turning a corner, something new, something exciting, or also feeling cornered, trapped. And I think that the album kind of speaks to both of those meanings.
So the design, a lot of the design elements are kind of like interchangeable. I wanted to represent visually the idea of one thing becoming another and the process of change and how similar things can become different. So using shapes and colors, it's kind of able to make something that's more representational than literal, I guess.
Working with J Robbins again for the second time, we did our EP Disappear with him, and going back for the full length was a great experience because not only is he a great engineer, but to go back and to have the comfort of knowing that we were working with someone who knew us and knew our songs and knew our approach to recording, which is to do everything live.
It was great recording with Jay. A lot of engineers can make you feel kind of stressed and you're worried about playing your best and the songs feeling natural. And Jay's approach was just perfect for us to, like Mercy said, just playing live, capturing the songs, kind of like the best version of what our songs sound like. We felt like we got a really accurate portrayal of what the band sounds like, and he's just the best, so it was great working with him again. So.
The origin of the single word, for the most part, song titles, just comes from the naming conventions, I guess, for the song titles. On all the previous records, it was American football terminology, and on this album, sort of switched over to soccer, or football. So all the song titles are some sort of soccer reference.
Yeah, which is like, it's really clever though, because I feel like that in a way, the words, the song titles that you chose still bear a relationship to the lyrical content, which I think is especially cool. So
definitely, it's always like a puzzle trying to find a word that fits, or there's even some songs that start with the title and then turn into something from that.
I guess we'll all take this personally.
Yeah.
So for me, some of my friends in high school were playing in a band, and I thought that was so cool and so different and a way to stand out and to have fun and go on adventures. And they didn't have a bass player, so I learned how to play bass.
I played guitar a little bit when I was, a teenager, and it wasn't until I met Mercy in college that she really convinced me to play music collaboratively, first with her, and then, we started a band called Tin Kitchen, and then when we moved down to Texas, that turned into football, etc. So I'll credit Mercy with my getting into music or playing in a band.
For me, it was just similar to Mercy. It was just at a certain time when I was in middle school, it was like I started listening to music and going to shows, and it seemed like a realistic thing that I could start a band with my friends and we could tour one day or put out a record or just play a show, and then that kind of just snowballed into 20 years of doing this, and it's been an incredible experience, getting to travel and meet people and make lasting friendships and see so many places that I never thought I would, just because we play music. So
many funny things happen.
Lots of laughing.
Yeah.
The language barrier was maybe more than we expected. When we've gone to Europe before, I think we've met more people who speak English, and the amazing thing was that we could have jokes and have some, not exactly conversations, but we could still have jokes even though they weren't spoken exactly. So there were lots of funny moments, particularly Uribu was a character on our first tour.
Baby Bowser.
From Rumtime. I think he was trying to explain that his nickname was Baby Boar, but we thought it was Baby Bowser, and I think he took that up, and it was funny.
Yeah.
Baby Bowser.
Yeah. So it was like the first night we somehow decided that he was going to be called Baby Bowser, and then the second day we were there, Lindsay won like a keychain in a game or something.
No, it was from the coffee.
Oh, is it?
They had the Mario iced coffee like keychains, yeah.
Yeah. So then we ended up having this Bowser or King Koopa keychain. So we gave it to Uribu for he drove the tour for us. So it was his his mascot or yeah. And I think now the name lives on. I think he's forever known as Baby Bowser.
I hope so.
That was pretty funny. One of the funniest things, and this kind of relates to Hajime, is sometimes we'd be talking or asking him questions about, can we eat here, or like, where we're going, or anything. And I think that if he wasn't certain what we were asking, then he would say maybe was the answer. So, but we learned later that it kind of meant no, that it wasn't going to happen. So that became a joke for us with we would ask about something and he'd be like, oh, maybe. And we were like, okay, that's not going to happen. That's a no. So that was pretty funny. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I remember one night howling like a coyote at waitresses to get beer and being crazy. But yeah, we're looking forward to this upcoming tour and more funny things for sure.
At the same time, we were able to find ways to communicate, whether it was as simple as I want to eat or I want to go to sleep. But I think it was fascinating just immersing ourselves into Japanese culture and, staying at someone's home on the mats in the sleeping room. And yeah, I was quite shocked, but, the whole time found it quite beautiful.
Yeah, I think as far as communicating, it was interesting because despite the language barrier, it was still people are still trying to communicate the same things, and you kind of get each other regardless of understanding the words. But I guess it didn't seem all that different. It was still kind of I don't know what I'm trying to say. It was fun, but yeah, and everyone's really, really friendly and outgoing and wants to communicate with us, even despite the language barrier. But just an enthusiasm and an openness to try to communicate was really cool.
Yeah, I never felt like anyone was frustrated with me or upset, which sometimes you do face in other places when you don't speak their language. Everyone was very patient.
Yeah, everyone's there probably understands way more English than we understand of Japanese, so we try to keep that in mind.
The legend himself.
Let's see. I first met Hajime in 2013 when my old band Swing Set toured Japan, and we played a show with Malegoat in Shimoka-Tozawa, but we were already fans of Malegoat and kind of knew of Hajime. We hadn't met him before, so I think my first impression of him was oh wow, it's Hajime. He's so cool. I do remember he was wearing a shirt with pineapple slices all over, or no, watermelon maybe. He had these amazing shirts that were printed with all of these crazy things. But yeah, my first impression, and I think the rest of Swing Sets, was just that he's really cool, and we wanted to be friends with him. So
yeah, and I think that we too, had heard of the legend from Danny, and just knew that he has so much style. He has a
a unique style.
Unique style.
And those glasses, man. Those glasses.
Yeah.
And he's so cool. Everybody knows he's cool. We were just at Fest and he was there, and people were stopping him in the street. Like, he's a celebrity.
Oh yeah, total celebrity. Yeah. Like, he probably knew more people than I knew. And it's not his country, but yeah. And like, over the past couple years, getting to know Hachioji better, I think my impression hasn't changed. He's still incredibly cool. But knowing more about him as a person, he's incredibly generous, really, really funny, really outgoing, and he's just like amazing, pretty much. Yeah. I think my impression of him now is just like even more. I'm just like, wow, he's awesome. So excited to spend a week with him in Japan.
We are so excited to come back. We feel absolutely honored that you're having us back, and we cannot wait to have a great time and eat some great food and drink a lot of beer and just hang out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see so many people I'll be able to see again, which is amazing, but I can't wait to also meet some new friends and to see some new bands that I haven't seen before. That was something that really impressed me the first time around, was the quality of the bands over there, and I look forward to that. I also look forward to meeting the fans as well. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited to tour with Remtime. Remtime, they're amazing. It'll be fun to get to know them. And of course, like Mercy said, just to see so many new bands that we haven't seen or heard of before will be awesome. We're really excited about food, of course, and can't wait to drink beer all night and get crazy with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Is everything